The Jackrabbit pregame show, presented by Sanford Health. Here for all, here for good.
Welcome to First Bank & Trust Arena in Brookings, South Dakota. The Summit League tournament is 1 month away, and we have an excellent regular season showdown between two teams vying for that conference title, St. Thomas and South Dakota State. The Tommies sit atop the conference standings heading into play tonight, while the Jackrabbits are currently in third, but there is still plenty to be decided before early March. And good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Alongside Sean Morris, I am David Brown. SDSU, Sean, as we know, a relatively young team this season, but they're experienced when it comes to playing down the home stretch because they've won 2 of the last 3 regular season titles. But St. Thomas, in just its 4th year transitioning from a Division III school, is proving they belong in that championship conversation.
And they proved it earlier this week with an impressive home win over North Dakota State. They come in with a tremendous amount of momentum. You mentioned their spot in the standings right now. South Dakota State come in off a disappointing loss at North Dakota, so it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams respond. Regardless, both are going to have a lot to say about the Summit League Championship.
And both of these teams have prolific offenses, although they go about it in different ways. For St. Thomas, Sean, the outside shot has become one of their best weapons.
They make 11 threes per ball game, second in the Summit League in that particular area, and very efficient in putting up those numbers. 40% as a squad from behind the arc, second in the Summit League in that particular area. They share the ball, 16 assists per ball game. So if you are South Dakota State, you must close out under control in those three-point shooters and make the Tommies beat you with tough twos.
South Dakota State has plenty of shooters as well, but they are anchored by a true post in senior Oscar Clough.
Well, this is a big reason, Oscar Clough, why the Jackrabbits lead the Summit League in rebounding margin at +9 per ball game. That young man gets 13 rebounds per ball game, averages 66% shooting from the floor. He's going to be a challenge for the Tommies tonight defensively because he's also a capable and willing passer out of the double team.
These teams played down to the wire in St. Paul last month as the Tommies emerged with a close 1-point victory. How will round 2 stack up? It is St. Thomas and South Dakota State, and it's coming up next.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
Making a smart plan for your land isn't easy, but it can be with Renovo Seed. The team at Renovo makes it easy to plan for long-term resilience and profitability. Be confident in your crop plan with proven, pre-built seed mixes for forage, cover crops, and conservation. Get profitable and simple solutions with Renovo Seed. Renew, revive, repeat at RenovoSeed.com.
At Dakota Workwear, we know that people in our community work hard. That's why we created a Nyberg's Dakota Workwear location at 40th in Minnesota, your local Carhartt headquarters with everything from jeans to winterwear, plus Ariat, Danner, Keen, Timberland Pro, and other popular name brands of durable workwear. With personal, helpful service, specializing in sit and fit boot service and special ordering. Head to Nyberg's Dakota Workwear, your Carhartt headquarters, located at 40th in Minnesota, Sioux Falls.
Can he get another big one in the redshirt freshman?
Welcome back. We are live at First Bank & Trust Arena in Brookings, South Dakota. The Tommies from St. Thomas, the Jackrabbits from South Dakota State, 2 of the top 3 teams in the Summit League, set to do battle here momentarily. Let's get a look at our starting lineups. They are brought to you by Dakota Bank. First for the visiting Tommies, Kendall Blue, Nolan Minnesali, Drake Dobbs, Miles Barnstable, and Carter Bjerke. Him and Rich Byrie have split time starting in the post.
And the thing with Bjerke is he is more than a capable three-point shooter. They'll try to pull Clough away from the rim because Bjerke hits about 40% from behind the arc.
Your Dakota Bank starting lineup for South Dakota State, essentially the same as it's been all season long. Owen Larson, Joe Seiler, Kalen Gary, Matthew Moores, and the man from down under, Oscar Clough. 17 points, 13 rebounds. He averages a double-double.
Got off to a slow start on the road at North Dakota. Let's look to make sure, if you're South Dakota State, that you get the ball to him early enough to try to get him going and see how the Tommies choose to defend him.
These teams met less than a month ago on January 8th in St. Paul. It was a 1-point victory for the Tommies. Let's get a look at our keys to the game, our Renovo seeds to success.
Well, if you're St. Thomas, it starts with containing Clough, making sure you get the ball out of his hands and try to make him a playmaker for others rather than a play finisher. Win the turnover battle. That was something they struggled with on the road at North Dakota to begin. And then for South Dakota State, pound the offensive glass. This is a team in St. Thomas that is last in the conference in rebounding margin. You must make them pay when the opportunity arises.
SDSU wins the tip. Jackson the home white uniforms with the blue numbers. St. Thomas in the road purple uniforms with the white numbers. Here's Kalen Gary working inside against Kendall Blue. A little too strong. Rebound by Bierke.
Nice job by Bierke of blocking out Clough there.
Blue on the drive, the hang, and the finish.
What a play by Kendall Blue. He's a left-handed player, was able to get with the strong hand with the dribble, but then the ability to hit that floater with the off, very impressive.
First touch for Oscar Clough. Working down from the elbow, turnaround hook is off.
Kind of shot that off balance. Nice job by Bierke of not giving too wide a berth.
Bierke. First outside shot is pure from Carter Bierke.
Yeah, he can do that. I mean, he's a 43% three-point shooter, and you must close out under control. I don't care if it's Clough or anyone else, and make him put the ball on the floor, because stand still, he's going to make you pay.
Bierke has hit a three-pointer in 23 of St. Thomas's 25 games this season. Joe Seiler. Little off balance, in and out.
Kind of faded away on that one, David. Didn't need to.
Here's Nolan Minasali. Gets it back at the top of the key. Now over to Blue. Blue had it poked away by Matthew Moores. Moores diving on the floor with it. Eventually ends up in the hands of Kalen Gary. Larson will clean up the mess for SDSU. Clough, second touch, a lot better than his first.
And a perfect pass by Moores from the corner. David, he threw it away from the defense and toward the target hand of Clough, which allowed them to go right into the shooting motion. Excellent post feed.
Minasali working baseline. Our first foul of the ball game will go against Moores.
Clough missed his first offering. Outstanding post feed. Led it to the target hand, which allowed then Clough to catch and go right into a shooting motion. His momentum was taking him toward the rim as a result of the pass from Moores.
Clough leading the Summit with a 66% shooting percentage. And they're going to call a travel. They initially were going to call a foul, but after some consultation, it's a walk and a shuffle on St. Thomas.
Coach Johnny Tower, as we look down to the right, a little perplexed.
I think perplexed is probably the correct adjective there. Still looking perplexed is Johnny Tower. See the stats, South Dakota State 10-0 at home. Tommies and the Jacks, the only two teams in this conference still undefeated on their home court as Clough gets fouled inside.
And a good job by Clough of kind of waiting for the traffic to clear, which isolated Bierke. That way you didn't have any obstruction of how he was being played, and Bierke tried to root him out there with the hip.
Johnny Tower, 14th season at the helm of his alma mater. Played for the Tommies in the early 90s. Clough inside, rejected from behind by Kendall Blue.
That dribble took Clough underneath the rim, which allowed Blue to come from the backside.
This is Miles Barnstable. Got stripped on the drive. Good bounce inside to Minasali. Kick it back out. Dobbs. Barnstable hanging and hit it.
Boy, Barnstable nicely done. Moores came over to contest, maintain verticality, and Barnstable ate a catch and reload on the way down. He already has 7 20-point games so far in his first year for the Tommies.
Gary spinning inside. Man, teardrop with the left hand, Sean.
That brought precipitation.
Normally it rains from the outside. It rained inside there. Dobbs working off a screen. Got caught inside, spins, gets his own miss and puts it home.
That just can't happen if you're South Dakota State. Larson just fell asleep. Did a pretty good job of moving his feet, but didn't complete with the block out, and Dobbs, the experienced player, able to take advantage.
That's a deep three from Kalen Gary off the front iron. But Owen Larson grabs the loose ball.
Nice hustle play by Moores and completed by Larson.
Joe Seiler got fouled on the deep shot.
Well, the hustle play put St. Thomas in a scramble situation, and Seiler's the beneficiary. No question, he got him on the wrist, and you could tell with how that ball came out with the rotation that his hand was hit.
So Seiler to the line for three. Redshirt freshman, White River, South Dakota native.
Had 20 points the other night at North Dakota, but kind of struggled shooting the ball, especially from three of 11 from deep. And if you're St. Thomas, this is a place you don't want this young man, 82% from the line.
Seiler 2 for 2, and that's one of the things Coach Eric Henderson talked to us about earlier this week. Just so Joe Seiler's need to be more consistent. They want him to score. They want him to take a lot of shots. Just needs to be a little more consistent at finding his offensive rhythm.
You saw the substitutions coming in. Nice use of the substitution here by Eric Henderson. You take a look at the clock, 16-19, the next media timeout coming in 16. So this allows Clough to get a little bit of extra rest.
Also prevents the possibility of picking up an unnecessary foul. St. Thomas 4 of 5 to start. SDSU 2 for 7.
Nice job by Gary moving the feet.
This is Ben now off the bench for the Tommies. Blue working off a screen from Rich Byrie. Blue,
man,
the finger roll.
He is so smooth. He's completed 2 at the rim, and both have come with the offer right hand. Continuing his outstanding play from the other night in the big win over North Dakota State, where he had 20 points on 8 of 11 shooting.
NBA range from Joe Seiler, just a hair off. Byrie inside, got the mismatch against Gary. Byrie with the left hand.
Good patience by Byrie and understanding he had the size mismatch and the proper position. Took his time.
Tommy 6 of 7 to start this ball game. Damon Wilkinson back up post in for South Dakota State. The kick out, Moores. I believe he stepped out of bounds. Good start for the Tommies. Jackrabbits trying to keep pace, but Kendall Blue taking it to the blue and yellow early on the Agtegra Cooperative scoreboard.
Every successful team needs a trusted leader. Just like everybody needs a knowledgeable tax professional. You can meet the professionals at Nest Tax face-to-face and eliminate those confusing computer programs. Voted the local best, they offer exceptional tax prep services for clients throughout the Sioux Empire. Save time and tax dollars. Visit nesttax.com and give Nest Tax and Bookkeeping Service a call today. You're more than just a number at Nest.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand, right now you can get a 3.9% APR on a 2025 Pilot.
5 years. 5 years of holidays, 5 years of weddings, 5 years of birthdays. No matter the occasion, for the last 5 years, you have been loyal customers, and we wanted to say thank you. Willikers is celebrating a 5-year anniversary.
Cheers!
To 5 years from Willikers.
Stop into Willikers today and we'll help you find your favorite beverage to liven up your party. Located in Sioux Falls at the intersection of I-229 and Louise Avenue.
This game on Midco Sports is presented by Sanford Health, the exclusive orthopedics and sports medicine provider of the Jackrabbits.
25th all-time meeting between the Tommies and the Jackrabbits. SDSU leading 15-9. 8 games in the Division I era. SDSU's won 6 of them, but the last one, Sean, came down to the wire, 73-72 St. Thomas. Matthew Moore's hit a 3 at the buzzer, but it was just a hair late. A tight game in St. Paul, and we expect a similar one here this evening in Brookings.
And we've seen from St. Thomas here that they have a reputation, and well-deserved, as a very good three-point shooting team. We talked about it earlier. They make 11 threes per ball game. But over the last 2 games, they have averaged 45 points in the paint, and they've shown that here today. If you don't close out under control, especially with a guy like Kendall Blue, he has the ability to beat you off the dribble and finish in that lane with either hand.
Only 3 thus far is the one from Carter Bierke. 5 of their 6 made field goals inside the paint. Drake Dobbs changes that with his outside shot.
Doesn't take a ton, but he's very efficient when he does. 47% from 3.
Tommy's up by 9 here early on. Owen Larson got some space. He buries a 3 for SDSU. Barnstable in the corner. Got it back from Ben Osterman. Good closeout defense by Stoney Hadnot.
Well, he gave him something to shoot over. Hadnot got up very quickly.
Gets it back in the corner. Cannot translate defense to offense, but Oscar Clough gets fouled on the offensive rebound attempt.
On the previous possession, little slip of the screen there by Hadnot. Breakdown in communication allows Larson to step behind and knock down a 3, kind of stemming the tide with the momentum going to the Tommies. And I know that St. Thomas wasn't necessarily pleased with that, but they did everything but de-pants Oscar Clough on that rebounding there.
I was going to say, there was a lot of arms flailing. Here is Clough.
Well, good job by default at getting over the top of that dribble handoff.
Working against Fiery. Clough back outside. Gary has to fire. Left it short. That will be a shot clock violation. Eric Henderson saying it hit the rim. It looked like it might have grazed just a piece of the iron. But the call on the floor right now is shot clock violation.
Take a look at the trajectory. Yeah, I think that hit it. Because if it would have completely missed, David, it would have made the net move underneath. But you saw the trajectory, it just grazed the rim and went straight down to the floor.
Geometry, a strong suit in the Morris household.
That's one of many things with which you would not want to risk the farm if I'm your geometry guy.
16-10 here early as Chad Barlow and our officiating crew take a look at whether that ball hit the rim, which in the eyes of Professor Morris, it did.
They better be grading on the curve, because I wouldn't want to bank everything on that. But it looked like, even in live action, that the movement of the ball went downward. If it would have been a complete air ball, it essentially would have kind of gone underneath the net. But you see right there, it changed it. Not so much for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I believe they just said the call stood. It is St. Thomas ball. As Eric Henderson gets an explanation from Chad Barlow.
Unless it could have been that they took a look and the shot clock had expired before it even hit the rim. That could be an explanation as well.
Larson with some defense on Ryan Dufault in the backcourt. Now, that one was partially blocked. Isaac Lindsay getting his hand out there on defense for the Jacks. Kick it in the corner, Hadnot. Yes, sir.
Nice pass and a good job by the freshman Hadnot, David, of getting his feet set and getting him under him when the pass was en route. You saw that little bit of a crow stop. That allowed him to get his feet set and elevate.
just the 6th three-pointer of the season for Stoney Hadnot, who's become a key contributor off this Jackrabbit bench. Barnstable cannot respond in kind for the Tommies. Down low to Clough. Working inside against Byrie. Look at the reach in on number 33.
And good offensive patience by Clough, because you saw St. Thomas kind of start to stunt and come down there and fake the double. He waited to see exactly what they were going to do when he saw that the double team wasn't coming really strong. That allowed him to go to work one-on-one. He didn't give the ball up too early.
Clough will go to the line, 79% free throw shooter. And you see his numbers on the season: 17 points, nearly 13 rebounds. Number 1 in the Summit League, number 2 in the country in total rebounds, number 1 in the country in offensive rebounds. 4.5 offensive rebounds per game, Sean.
Big reason that he's shooting 66% from the floor. He understands, you know, where his bread is proverbially buttered, right? He's not going to step out there. He's a pretty good shooter. I mean, he hasn't taken a ton, but he's made 2 out of 4 from 3. But he understands around the rim, not just finishing for himself, but he's shown himself to be a really good passer out of the double teams. And he's shown a couple of examples of that tonight.
Damon Wilkinson will come in for Clough. Jack's in the midst right now of an 8-0 run.
And again, you take a look at the clock, 12:35 with the next media timeout coming. That gives Clough a little bit of extra rest here.
In the corner, Ben Now driving baseline, kick out, Bjerke, top of the key, splash down.
That is pretty basketball by the Tommies. They put SDSU in a total scramble situation. They spread the floor. That's where spacing is so important, because if they're too tightly knit there, Bjerke's not going to be able to fill in from the backside and have that angle.
That stops the 8-0 SDSU run. Hadnot looking down low for Wilkinson. Working inside, Hadnot muscling his way through. Good defense by Minnesali. Putback is good, plus the foul.
Hadnot has provided a lift off the bench for the Jackrabbits here. He knocked down the 3 defensively. He's been impactful, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play when we return. Hadnot, if at first you don't succeed, stick with it. Knocks it down, chance for an and one.
Taco John's just married a taco with a quesadilla. Well, not married, they're a ta-couple. K-situationship? Doesn't matter. Cheese matters. And this melty mammoth has a lot of it. Grilled all white meat chicken and fiesta sauce wrapped in a melty 4-cheese quesadilla? O-M cheese. I love when savory taco-y stuff gets together with melty cheesy stuff. Such a good-looking couple. The new O-M Cheese Quesadilla Taco at Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
From chasing a personal best to rallying with heart. From lifting with strength to harvesting with dedication. When pain is holding you back, trust Avera Orthopedics for comprehensive and specialized care. Because when you feel better and stronger, the possibilities are endless.
Whoa, Jeff here! Looks like there's a big door that needs Snert Stopper. Let's go! Our Kevlar reinforced door sills keeps your garage guarded, eliminates the elements, while saving you up to 40% on heating and cooling costs. Keeps rain, snow, dirt, rodents outside where they belong. Snert Stopper is made in the USA, comes with a 25-year warranty. Visit snertstopper.com today. Snert happens. Stop it.
This game on Midco Sports is presented by Dakota Land Honda. Visit your Dakota Land Honda dealer today. And by South Dakota State University. Build a better future with South Dakota State University.
Tail of the tape between the Tommies and the Jackrabbits. There's a reason these are 2 of the top 3 teams in the Summit League. UST excellent on offense. South Dakota State excellent in terms of rebounds. You look at the rebound margin, that's the biggest gap. It's a gap of 17 between these two teams.
Yeah, and that's going to be something to keep an eye on. That's the relative strength of South Dakota State. You flip the script for the Tommies. This is a team that takes outstanding care of the basketball. That's been an issue for South Dakota State for periods of time this year. They're -2 turnover on the year, next to last in the Summit League in that particular area.
Hadnot completes the three-point play. We hope you're enjoying this game on the Summit League Network. Also want to welcome our friends from the Field of 68 who are streaming this game on their YouTube channel. Field of 68 Media Network. Great job by Jeff Goodman, Rob Doster and company. Proud to be on their YouTube stream here this evening. Here's Ben now. Dobbs got some space initially. Good closeout by Joe Seiler, and it forces a Ben now turnover.
That's the most connected defensively South Dakota State has been thus far. It mitigated the ability of the Tommies to move and cut. The floor was essentially cut in half, David, here. They weren't able to swing the ball. That's been what's been so effective for them. And South Dakota State moving to personnel and communication.
Seiler working off a screen. Down low, Wilkinson.
Didn't need the dribble. He's very fortunate there.
Able to step through. And the Jacks have their first lead tonight at 20-19. It's a 13-3 run right now for South Dakota State. Dobbs, stutter step, drive, finish.
That was made possible. He knocked down a three a few possessions ago. And if you don't close out under control, Dobbs known more as a distributor with 4 assists per ball game, almost a 4-to-1 assist turnover ratio, but he can beat you offensively in his own right.
Hadnot. Back to Wilkinson working inside. Spin, left, plus the foul.
Outstanding. That inside pivot by Wilkinson, David, what that does is it forces the defender to get that arm bar off. When you turn and face the defender, that arm bar has to come off. That allows you then to operate a little bit more freely. They thought he was going to go with the right hand, able to spin back with the left, but it started with creating space between himself and the defender with the inside pivot.
Damon Wilkinson providing some valuable time off the bench here for South Dakota State. You see his averages on the season. He's been getting more minutes here, especially during conference play.
And he's starting to develop, as we saw in that last sequence, a lot more confidence on the offensive end of the floor. He's not thinking, he's kind of reacting, seeing what the defense gave him. He spun away from contact and is rewarded with a three-point play.
5 quick points for Wilkinson, who averages 4.5 per game on the season. Asali inside, left it short.
Good job by Moores, wasn't able to corral it, was able to tip it to Jackson.
Gary on the drive, blocked from behind. Wilkinson, the cleanup. How about Damon Wilkinson here in this first half?
And you knew rebounding was going to be an issue. It has been all year for St. Thomas, and so far South Dakota State, especially on the offensive window, has been able to exert themselves.
Wilkinson with 7 off the bench. They've all been nice moves inside the paint.
Yeah, and again, a year ago, he might have tried to put the ball on the floor. There, smart play, kept it high, played through a little bit of contact, and Wilkinson and Hadnot have been really, really good so far off the pine for Coach Eric Henderson.
6 for Hadnot, 7 for Wilkinson. Kendall Blue sizing up Seiler. In the corner to Barnstable, who dribbled it off his foot.
That shows you why you come out there under control in the three-point shooter. Kalen Gary happened right in front of us. He chopped his steps because what was going to happen was probably a shot fake and the ability to go by, but because Gary closed out under control, it led to a turnover.
St. Thomas, not a team prone to turnovers. They average less than 10 per game.
And right now, with Clough in there, he has a decided experience and size advantage over the primary defender, Osterbond.
In the corner, Jaden Jackson. He buries the triple. It is a 21-5 run for South Dakota State. Dobbs right to the cup. Tommy Bench arguing for a travel on Seiler, but he'll step in and get the friendly home roll. I'm not sure quite exactly what they're looking at.
I think with the signal, you're going to take a look at Matthew Moore's with a potential hook and hold, if I was reading the signals here correctly.
So Tony Meeks coming over and explaining to us it's a common foul on Matthew Moore's, but they're potentially reviewing it for something more.
Yeah, to see if they upgrade with a hook and hold.
Right at the bottom of your screen. So you get the left arm on Minasali, excuse me.
Yep. I thought when he came over and signaled initially, I thought I was reading that correctly, but he came over and confirmed that. And
one of the reasons SDSU has been able to come back in this game, their defensive effort. They forced 4 Tommy turnovers this evening. Tommy's had 4 in the entire game in their win against SDSU last month.
Yeah, and they only turned it over 5 times in their win, most recently against North Dakota State, and had a decided 19-5 points off turnover advantage over the Bison.
8:48 left in the first half. It's a 7-point lead for South Dakota State. We'll stay with the action thanks to our friends at Sanford Health.
Here, we believe in doing good, even in small ways. In ways nobody sees and only a few notice. We do good in all the details. Through all the difficulties, we do good with every appointment, every conversation, every treatment. We do good for every person. Because no matter what we do here, we're making a difference. And it takes all of us to change somebody's life. Now think of all the good you could do if you join us.
Our crew, Chad Barlow, Tony Meeks, Janetta Graham, still discussing.
All 3 came over at different times to take a look at it. So they're going to, obviously, the biggest thing that they're going to take a look at is to see if this is going to be upgraded to probably an F1, if it is to be upgraded at all. They already called the common foul on the floor. Bear in mind, they would not have had the opportunity to review if they hadn't called the foul initially.
We just got the explanation from Chad Barlow. It will be upgraded, as you mentioned, Sean, to a flagrant 1 for the hook and hold on Matthew Moore's.
Yes, and I'm not surprised. I think that's the right call when we took a look at the replay. And you don't see that called as much as you did a couple of years ago. It was certainly a point of emphasis going back a number of years. If you remember, when Isaac Haas of Purdue got pulled down to the floor, that really kind of got everybody's attention in terms of player safety. And the fans here are not necessarily enjoying this call or agreeing with it, but I think given what we saw, it was the right call.
So Moore's common foul gets upgraded to a flagrant. There is the criteria for a flagrant foul, as Nola Minasali will shoot the free throws. Two for 2 at the stripe from Minasali. (30-25), shade under 9 minutes to go here in this first half. SDSU was down 9 early and have flipped the script plus 14.
Well, depending on what happens now, this has the potential to be a 4 or maybe even a 5-point possession for the Tommies.
Ben Osterbahn off. Rebound tapped out to Owen Larson. Clough down low. Good defense by Osterbahn to get the steal. Dobbs, a little out of control. That went off the fingertips of Minnesota.
Yeah, he just got a little bit ahead of himself, something you don't see very much from Dobbs. I mean, this is a guy who leads the Summit League in assists, but the thing that really hops out at you, almost a 4-to-1 assist turnover ratio. That is ridiculous.
3.6 exactly. He leads the Summit League in that category. Larson up and under, can't get it to go. And it will stay with South Dakota State. Ryan Default will check in for St. Thomas, replacing Miles Barnstable. Look at the bench points, 16-2 in favor of South Dakota State. Clough lost the handle. Osterbahn having to get up at the other end after taking a shot from Clough.
It's already been a rough week for Osterbahn. He's wearing a mask already.
Yeah, getting 6'11" and 260 pounds pushed against you can't feel that great either. Minnesota inside, spin, rejected by Hadnot.
Boy, does Hadnot get off the floor quickly.
Down low to Clough. Clough got held up by Osterbahn. And a little extracurricular activity. Clough taking exception to that foul. We will sort things out after this. It's a 5-point lead for the Jacks on the Agtegra Cooperative scoreboard.
Being local means more than being just another small-town business. It means showing up for our member owners when they need us. At Agtegra Cooperative, local isn't just about where our locations are. It's about serving our communities in ways that nobody else will.
Here, we believe in doing good, even in small ways. In ways nobody sees and only a few notice. We do good in all the details. Through all the difficulties, we do good with every appointment, every conversation, every treatment. We do good for every person. Because no matter what we do here, we're making a difference. And it takes all of us to change somebody's life. Now think of all the good you could do if you join us.
At Anthem Oats, we believe in nature's promise to deliver the highest quality food made from the highest quality ingredients. We pride ourselves in our oat-based products sourced from our family farm to your table. We use regenerative, sustainable practices that have been handed down through 5 generations of farmers. We sell flavors that will surprise and delight you, from vanilla chai to dark chocolate brownie. Support local farmers and your own health, and buy Anthem Oats online at shop.anthemoats.com.
Being local means more than being just another small-town business. It means showing up for our member owners when they need us. At Agtegra Cooperative, local isn't just about where our locations are. It's about serving our communities in ways that nobody else will.
This game on Midco Sports is presented by Farmers Union Insurance, simply different, and by Peterson Farms Seed.
7.5 to go in the first half, 30-25, South Dakota State over St. Thomas. Here was that last foul. On first glance, as Clough leaps for the pass, he gets kind of caught up as Osterbahn grabs the ball. I think Clough just got caught in an awkward position.
Yeah, they're not even going to, nor should they look at anything to upgrade. As you mentioned, kind of a difficult catch, and his momentum taking him one way. Separated, just continue to play, but it's going to be extremely interesting to see, how Clough responds, because they're rotating different bodies on him. Some of them smaller, and they've been willing to be physical when needed.
Clough will go to the line on the personal now.
This will be a 1-and-1.
Hits the first. 5 points, 2 rebounds thus far in this first half for Clough. Second one off.
Yeah, that one just came off really flat.
Lead is 6 for South Dakota State. Here's Ryan Default. Osterbahn back out, Kendall Blue. Blue had it poked away. Nice find on a cutting Ryan Default. Pretty play.
Was really well done by Blue, and you mentioned it. This is a team in St. Thomas. They just keep moving, and their spacing, even when things appear that they're breaking down, continues to be just stellar.
Tommy's averaged 16 assists a game, tops in the Summit League. Dobbs fell down. It's a turnover on SDSU, but Dobbs got whacked, and they're going to take a look at this. St. Thomas training staff looking at Dobbs. Our officials will take a look, and we'll take a look as well.
Yeah, there's
accidental contact.
That's just incidental, yeah. You had 4 bodies, 2 of each team kind of congested there, and there's nothing. Gary didn't do anything intentional. This should be a very, very quick review because there was no intent. Unfortunately for Dobbs, he just bumped heads with Gary, who was trying to clear the area. And people at home may be wondering, well, why they look at it. Anytime that there's contact above the shoulders, it's going to draw the attention of the officials. Because we saw it earlier with the hook and hold. There's been such an emphasis on player safety, and there's nothing malicious there by Kalen Gary. He's just trying to clear the area. It was really congested.
Dobbs still being looked at behind the St. Thomas bench. But the play ended up in a turnover for SDSU anyway. So St. Thomas back on offense here with Dufault. Crowd arguing for a double dribble. Dufault gets the 2.
I'd have to take a look at that. I didn't see the deflection. I think he might have gotten away with one there.
Seiler driving down the lane, hangs and hits.
And he was able to get all the way to the rim because they were so occupied with Clough. And Osterbahn was afraid to leave to help out on that dribble drive, and Seiler was able to take advantage.
And Asali back out to Osterbahn. Shot clock under 10. Osterbahn on the drive. He finishes with the left.
Boy, Osterbahn has played really well. He's battled Clough down there on the block, and then the shot fake and able to turn the corner. And because they had the floor spread so wide, the weak side help for the Jackrabbits just not able to get there in time.
Larson looking for help, got doubled. Offensive foul on Clough inside as he tried to create some space. Here was Seiler a moment ago.
And you could see Osterbahn he's just literally hugging Clough. So as a result, he's not able to rotate over. That was on the defensive end, and then offensively, he takes advantage of Clough. He pulls him away from the rim. That's something you usually see from Bjorky, but here Osterbahn able to pull him away and then get to the rim and finish with the offhand.
And get the reach in on Hadnot to the chagrin of Eric Henderson. Eric and Chad Barlow having a heated discussion. Nolan Minasali trying to act as Switzerland here.
You should have brought some chocolate, I guess.
Or cheese.
Yeah.
Minasali got deep on Hadnot, put it home. Seiler. Double. Tried to feed it down low for Hadnot. Poked away.
Not a good pass by Seiler. A lot of traffic there.
Barnstable.
Offense. That's a hook. Yep.
Offensive foul on Miles Barnstable.
And Barnstable had the inside position, but as he tried to clear himself, watch the inside arm right. It's going to come up right there. Yep, that's the right call. I like chicken wings, but not on the basketball court.
Let's say any other time, perfectly fine. Seiler. Hadnot in the corner, trying to feed down low. Another turnover forced by the Tommies. Bjerke back to Blue. Down low, great give and go.
What a wonderful job. Two-man basketball between Blue and Bjerke. He slipped that screen, and they're so worried about the pick and pop that he took advantage, read the play perfectly.
Bjerke, such a prolific shooter from the outside. Him cutting inside, a rarity. Wilkinson somehow got it to Hadnot. Stoney Hadnot on the drive, offensive foul. That'll be his second.
Watch it. They're worried about the pop. You could see Wilkinson cheating toward it. As a result, Bjerke reads it. Nice delivery on the bounce pass. Wonderful two-man game by the Tommies, and a little bit of a dip of the shoulder, but all the momentum right now with St. Thomas.
St. Thomas was up 9. Then they were down 6. They regained the lead. Kendall Blue tried to go high off glass. Rebound Wilkinson.
And Dobbs back in the ball game for St. Thomas.
Good to see him back after taking the inadvertent headshot from Kalen Gary. Seiler got some space. Off the back iron.
Good block out by Bjerke on Wilkinson.
Ben now got caught in the air, but got it to Dobbs. Dobbs steps into a 3 and buries it. 12 tonight for Drake Dobbs.
Came in averaging 11.
Wilkinson in the corner. Gary responds.
And a good job by Wilkinson of drawing the double team. And then when he saw it coming down, Gary slid into the corner. Good two-man game, returning the favor by SDSU.
Bjerke off the iron.
They dodged one there. That was another version of the two-man game between Blue and Bjerke. There he actually did slip the screen.
Lindsay lost the handle. Ben now in transition. Rejected in transition by Kalen Gary. And then a travel on Drake Dobbs.
What tremendous transition defense off the live ball turnover by South Dakota State. If Seiler doesn't sprint down there and obstruct the path, that does not allow Gary to come in there. Excellent job by those two in transition for the Jacks.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small, just as it should be. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of choices to make sure you have the perfect coverage to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
Dreamer, doer, difference maker. These are just a few things we look for when growing our team at Dakota Bank. Those with empathy and a commitment to doing what's right build their careers with us. If you're about relationships and helping others, Dakota Bank is calling. Will you answer? Go with integrity. Go with teamwork. Go with Dakota Bank.
Our Peterson Farm Seed Reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm Seed Reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
38-36, St. Thomas over South Dakota State. Little less than 2.5 minutes to go in this first half. Your injury report brought to you by Sanford Health. Dr. Verl Valentine. Isaac Lindsey, key contributor off the bench for South Dakota State. Had a great summer, got hurt before one of their scrimmages in the fall, hurt his ankle, then hurt his shoulder. Transfer from Wisconsin. They're trying to get him more integrated into the lineup, Sean.
Yeah, and he's battled injuries throughout the course of his career, and he gives a lot of things to this team, namely experience. But the other thing, when he's on the floor, if you are St. Thomas, you have to locate him. He's 38% from behind the arc on the year.
Seiler got the step. Clough trying to get the loose ball. It will stay with South Dakota State.
Seiler would like to have that one back because there was no question what he was trying to do. And again, Clough draws so much attention that the Tommies are hesitant to come over and really give an aggressive show on the help side because they're afraid of the dump off to Clough.
Gary weaving through traffic. Osterbond tried to go off glass and was offline. Larson up ahead.
Bad pass.
Here's Default on the drive and the finish. Ryan Default.
Boy, able to get to that left hand and play through a little bit of contact.
Offensive foul on Clough. That's his second.
And if I'm Clough, I'd be a little frustrated as well. Okay, he didn't extend the arm. He didn't extend the arm, and he shouldn't be penalized for being larger than the defender. I mean, he was playing with his elbow showing. He has the opportunity to kind of move his feet. I think St. Thomas caught a little bit of a break there.
Jaden Jackson pokes it away for South Dakota State. But for Clough picking up his second foul with 1.5 minutes to go in the first half, Wilkinson will play the rest of the way. Dobbs working off a screen in the corner to Blue. Dobbs got Jackson in the air. The drive. Drake Dobbs will go to the stripe.
But Dobbs is being a little bit more assertive offensively than we've seen him over the last few ball games. They've needed it. Already with 12 points, came in averaging 11, and it started with the main 3. As a result, SDSU rather has to close out under control, and they haven't done that, and he's made them pay.
13 now in this first half for Drake Dobbs, the only player in double figures thus far. Make it 14 for the Tommy starting point guard.
What you have back there is you have Dobbs just kind of playing a free safety.
Oh, and Larson with a corner 3.
And that's what's going to have to happen if you're the Jackrabbits, because you've got Dobbs back there trying to be a permanent helper on that post feed. He's kind of playing in the middle of the lane. You usually see that from a big guy.
Dobbs offline, rebound Gary, poked away by Default. Extra possession for the Tommies, but Blue cannot take advantage. About a 9.5 second difference, shot clock and game clock.
And if you are St. Thomas, you must block out and not allow a second chance opportunity. Rebounding has been an issue for St. Thomas, but they've done a pretty good job of holding it on here tonight.
Under 10 now for Larson.
Walk.
Seiler with the turnover.
And Bjerke coming back in at that center spot. So if they may try to isolate something, it's paid off with Blue and Bjerke running that 2-man game. You could also do it if you're the Tommies, if you find Dobbs in that situation, because Bjerke can knock it down 43% of the time from deep. Very difficult cover, especially for a relatively inexperienced player like Wilkinson.
Shot clock off for the Tommies, under 10 to go. Dobbs working against Jackson, lost the handle. Bierke got it back, puts it up. Nearly banked it home. But that ends an incredibly entertaining first half. Both teams shoot greater than 50%. And it's the Tommies with a 1-point lead heading into the locker room over the Jackrabbits. St. Thomas 42, South Dakota State 41 on the Agtegra Cooperative scoreboard.
At Brotherhood Arms, we have guns, bows, and bullets. Come on out and see us. From high-end custom rifles to a wide range of archery equipment, we offer you expertise and great service to go with it. Take care of all your firearms and hunting needs at Brotherhood Arms, family-owned and operated, Watertown.
BMU is always thinking ahead, whether it's a project plan for next week or an energy strategy that will impact the next century. We're proud to help power the decisions that keep our community strong. From making our power grid more sustainable to protecting the resources we all depend upon every day. We'll keep you powered today so the next generation can keep the future bright in Brookings and beyond. Our community, powered by BMU.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
At Brotherhood Arms, we have guns, bows, and bullets. Come on out and see us. From high-end custom rifles to a wide range of archery equipment, we offer you expertise and great service to go with it. Take care of all your firearms and hunting needs at Brotherhood Arms, family-owned and operated, Watertown.
Time now for the Jackrabbit Halftime Show, presented by South Dakota State University.
20 minutes in the books here at First Bank and Trust Arena. St. Thomas 42 and South Dakota State 41. Well, with nearly 100 majors and dozens of academic tracks, there are plenty of options for your education here at South Dakota State. In tonight's Meet Our Jacks feature, meet one woman who's on a path to help others in her community.
Hi, I'm Julia Neufeld. I am from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I am studying Human Development and Family Studies at South Dakota State University. A lot of my family members went here, so I'm very comfortable with the area and familiar with the school itself. But I also know that SDSU is a great school and has numerous great programs, and I was really interested in Human Development and Family Studies, so I just felt like it was home. Growing up, I sought my school counselor, and I felt like she was like the most wonderful lady I ever met. I always felt so connected to her, and I kind of knew from then on, like, this is something that I want to do. I want to make people feel the same way and help others feel comfortable in themselves in the same way that she did for me. Every single option and direction that I can go with Human Development and Family Studies just felt like a calling, like that's exactly what I want to do. I have yet to come across a class in my major that I have not enjoyed. I think that every single class I've taken is completely interesting, and I enjoy going to class, and everything that the professors teach and explain is just so interesting to me. So I'm actually an officer for HDFS Club. I run the social media, and that's absolutely a blast. All my friends are in that. I'm also an EHS ambassador, so that's really great. I get to meet with a lot of different people. I love the community, and I love the professors. I feel like every professor I've ever had has just had me in their best interest, and they want what's best for the students, and I've learned so much being here, so it just feels very comfortable and a very welcoming place. I would have nothing but good things to say about the program and the teachers and the courses, but SDSU itself is just such a welcoming place, and I have never had a bad experience here.
SDSU a welcoming place for Julia. Jack's trying to make it an unwelcoming place for the Tommies, but St. Thomas with a 1-point lead here at the break.
We all have dreams. At South Dakota State University, we dare to dream big. From the arts to the sciences, students and faculty discover what is possible and solve complex problems, challenging ourselves to think differently and impact our world. With SDSU, reaching to the stars starts on solid ground. Experience our elevated approach to education that prepares students to walk toward their future and build something greater.
There's an awesome power out there, and it's limitless. At the St. Thomas School of Engineering, we're using that power in one of the only student-driven microgrid research facilities in the nation. We work on real-world projects to shape the evolution of energy in the face of climate change. This power doesn't come from the sun.
It comes from students like us. I'm Ian.
I'm Himansu.
I'm Carissa.
And we're Tommies.
The chase for the 2025 Penrose Cup hits the home stretch when North Dakota takes on Colorado College February 7th and 8th.
The one-timer from Bird, tipped in front, back of the nets.
Catch all this late-season hockey drama unfold at the Ralph in an ultra-important NCHC showdown. Midco Sports coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Central on Friday, February 7th, and resumes at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Don't miss a minute of the best college hockey on TV.
And pressure, the heat of the rise. Eyes on me, watch me rising higher. So bright, set you free, burning with desire.
Halftime here in Brookings, St. Thomas with a 1-point lead over South Dakota State, 42-41. Dave Brown back here with Sean Morris. That was a fun, if not chippy, first half. A lot of physicality. The crowd's getting into it. Both teams are getting into it. Both coaches are fired up. All you could expect from a battle between two of the top 3 Summit League schools.
Yeah, and it's going to come down in this last 20 minutes as to who is able to exercise their relative strength compared to the other. For the Jackrabbits, it's going to be on the boards. They were able to kind of dominate in that area, especially offensive rebounding. And the Tommies forcing 12 turnovers by the Jackrabbits here in the first half. If you're SDSU, taking care of the basketball is going to be a point of emphasis.
Yeah, 12 turnovers matches the Jackrabbits' average for a game, but to your point, they did win the glass battle +5 in the first 20 minutes. Let's get a look at our first half highlights from this one. They are brought to you by Avera Orthopedics. How about Drake Dobbs? 14 in that first half, the only player in double figures.
Came in averaging 11 points per ball game, known more as a distributor with 4 assists per ball game, but to your point, 2 of 3 from behind the arc, 5 of 7 overall. And when things started to get stagnant, he was able to get to the rim and call his own number. But look for him in the second half. He's really good in terms of taking care of the basketball, 4-to-1 assist turnover ratio.
For South Dakota State, tremendous bench play in that first half, particularly from Damon Wilkinson.
Yeah, and they got something inside. You would expect that from Clough, but he was held in check with a couple of fouls, not able to get into any kind of momentum. And Wilkinson did a nice job of providing a lift off the bench with 7 points, 3 of 3 from the floor.
9 useful minutes for Damon Wilkinson in that first half. Another guy who was great off the bench, Stoney Hadnot.
Kind of made his presence known on the defensive end with a couple of block shots, knocked down a 3 to get himself going. That's not necessarily his area of strength, but providing some lift offensively, sticking with it. You see the offensive rebounding again, something that SDSU wants to continue to maximize. But for Hadnot to take better care of the basketball in the second half, of the 12 turnovers, 4 came from the freshman.
Hadnot and Larson have 6. Seiler, Gary, and Wilkinson have 7 apiece. A balanced scoring distribution thus far for South Dakota State. Looking at the halftime numbers, this is something you alluded to at the top of the broadcast, Sean. Even though St. Thomas is a great three-point shooting team, in recent weeks they have been excellent in the paint.
Over the last 2 ball games, the Tommies came in averaging 45 points in the paint. I think people kind of fall in love with the fact that this is a really good three-point shooting team, and they are, but that's not what they do exclusively. We've seen their ability to spread you out, and those threes then provide the opportunity to get backdoor cuts. We saw some really good two-man game between Blue and Bjorky, and Dobbs, a magician with the basketball with that assist-turnover ratio.
And whether it's inside or outside, both teams shooting very well. St. Thomas 57%, South Dakota State 51%. 42-41, Tommies over the Jacks. We'll get a look at some other scores from around the Summit League when we come back.
The way to achieve your own success is to be willing to help somebody else get it first. At every level of athletics in our communities, our team knows how to win. And with the support from the people in our communities, they will continue to succeed. Anderson Insurance is proud to support our athletes and the people of our communities. Our team has over 100 years of experience in insurance services. Let us help you with your needs for today and many years to come. Anderson Insurance, the team for you.
What's your big picture?
To actually have savings in my savings.
To spend less. Wait, to make more.
To fund our future Jackrabbits.
First Bank and Trust backs the Jacks with big picture banking that also makes your life easier. Go big, go blue, go Jacks, and go with First Bank and Trust in Brookings, a #1 fan of SDSU.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
Halftime on the Agtegra Cooperative scoreboard, 42-41. St. Thomas with the lead over South Dakota State. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast, these are two of the top three teams in the Summit League. St. Thomas right now tied for first with Omaha at 8-1. Jacks right behind them at 6-3. Less than a month away from the tournament, Sean. Positioning is going to be of utmost importance down the stretch.
It certainly is, and we've seen both of these teams at times in this first half kind of show you why they're in the position that they are. St. Thomas really good at spreading the floor. They took better care of the basketball than the Jackrabbits. If you're St. Thomas, you want to make sure you emphasize rebound as a team, and for the Jackrabbits, take better care of the ball.
Let's get a look at some other scores from around the Summit League, see how things stack up here on this Thursday evening. North Dakota State with a 4-point lead over Kansas City, who's just been bitten by the injury bug and some close losses recently, but it's the Bison on top of the Roos by 4 at the break. How about North Dakota coming off a win against South Dakota State at home? They lead Omaha, who's tied for first with St. Thomas, by a basket at halftime. South Dakota and Denver just getting underway in the Mile High City. But how about Paul Sather's Fighting Hawks?
They've done a really good job. They had a little bit of a rough spot, but using that momentum with the big win last time out versus South Dakota State.
Here are some women's scores. The first three are finals from Wednesday. South Dakota State has won its 57th Summit League regular season game in a row as the Jacks top the Fighting Hawks 66-45 up in Grand Forks. Kansas City with an 8-point victory over Denver in the Mile High City. And St. Thomas with a win at home by a baker's dozen over Omaha. Oral Roberts currently playing against South Dakota in Vermilion this evening, and the Golden Eagles flying high up by 21 in the third quarter. Should be a fun second half coming up here from Brookings. Tommies lead by 1 over the Jacks.
Thanks for watching the Jackrabbit Half.
This way of life demands well-built equipment. Tractors rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Hay tools born from the strength of our 100-year legacy. Durable sidekick utility vehicles that cover more ground at speeds up to 40 miles per hour. And comfortable, productive SSV skid steers. For all your farming needs, Kubota equipment is built right, built ready. Visit your local dealer today.
Navigating a mortgage can be scary. So when people tell me I want to buy a house, I start asking questions. I educate, I guide, and I help realize their dream of homeownership. I never want someone to buy a house and then realize they can't afford it. Each customer is unique. I'm here because it's not just about the loan, it's about relationships. My name is Terry Foster. I'm a mortgage banker here at the First National Bank in Sioux Falls, where we value relationships.
Bring the Summit League home. Midco Sports Plus is the official streaming app for all your Summit League teams. From the first jump ball to the final buzzer. Don't miss a moment of this basketball season. Exclusive content, complete game coverage, and all the action. Subscribe and watch at midcosports.com/streaming.
Second half about to get underway between St. Thomas and South Dakota State. 42-41. Multiple lead changes in that first half. It got very physical, very intense. Crowd fed into it. It's going to be interesting to see a point you mentioned to me during that break, Sean, about how the officials are going to legislate the physicality here in the second 20.
Especially down in the post, because that's where things started to get a little chippy, and how they decide that they're going to defend Clough. They rotated different bodies on him, and St. Thomas did a very good job of coming out strong. Then they got behind, and then Dobbs kind of took over and was the offensive catalyst in, I'd say, the last 7 or 8 minutes of that first half.
Stoney Hadnot, Matthew Morris, Oscar Clough have 2 apiece for South Dakota State. Carter Bierke and Miles Barnstable and Rich Byrie have 2 for St. Thomas. Bierke working right away against Clough. Left hand just off.
They wanted to get that third foul. That was a called set to try to get the third foul on Clough.
Gary drive, went left hand on the right side.
And again, because Clough sprinted to the rim, Bierke's afraid to leave him. That allowed the wide open drive to the rim.
Dobbs, deep 3. Offline.
But I like what St. Thomas did to start this half. It's very rare you see something that would resemble a called play, but they were trying to get that third foul. They isolated Bierke out there on the three-point line, then they cleared it and allowed him to dribble into Clough, just not able to get that third foul on the big fella.
Clough setting the screen, Seiler weaving and hanging.
When Clough, he just doesn't set the screen, you get the whole door, the aluminum siding, the whole bit.
Barnstable lost the handle, got it back. Working inside. Good extra effort from Miles Barnstable to stick with it.
Well, Barnstable is a really good-looking athlete. He struggled last time out in that win against South Dakota State, but he showed you why he's the leading scorer for the Tommies on the year.
Seiler, another lefty lay-in. Seiler up to 11 now. Minnesota nearly lost the handle. Got it back to Kendall Blue. Bierke, Minnesota plus the foul. That went from nothing to something.
Well, St. Thomas did not panic because Barnstable kind of threw it up for grabs. I think if Larson might have taken a peek, he could have picked that off, but that was up there for a long time. But to the credit of St. Thomas, the spacing and just learning how to play under adversity came into effect.
Minnesota completes the three-point play. Gary getting some oohs and ahs after the cross on Kendall Blue, but they're going to get a reach in on Minnesota.
When you have to be really careful with that spin dribble, because the Tommies have shown a willingness to kind of rotate over.
Matthew Moore's got the step.
And what you've seen offensively for the Jackrabbits here at the first minute and a half of this ball game, they're not trying to play through Clough. They're kind of using him. Look, they vacated the post, and that's what allowed the driving angle. We saw Gary be able to do it, Seiler, and now Moore's, because they pulled Clough out to that high post area, taking Bierke with them.
That, by the way, was the second foul in just a handful of seconds on Nolan Minnesota. He's got 3 now, and he'll have to go to the bench. Ben Osterbod will come in for him as Moores hits the first for SDSU. Moores got into some early foul trouble in that first half, just 6 minutes. One of those fouls being a common one, upgraded to a flagrant on a hook. Goes 1 for 2 at the stripe. Kendall Blue. Rebound by Larson.
I mean, Bjerke and Clough just stayed with it.
Clough with another offensive rebound and putback.
I mean, he and Bjerke were going at it.
Kendall Blue got the screen for 3.
44% from deep, and what that does is he showed early in that first half his ability to get to the rim and finish with the offhand. You knock down a 3, you don't close out under control. That'll be the next thing you see from Kendall Blue.
Moores working inside. Up with the left. Bjerke off the back iron.
And that's the important thing that Clough did. He made him put the ball on the floor. He didn't allow Bjerke to be purely a catch and release there.
Gary reaching on St. Thomas. Here's that offensive rebound from Clough a moment ago.
I mean, you could see as that they went out of your screen, Clough and Bjerke really going at it, and Clough able to kind of get out of the contact that was being provided by Bjerke and get yet another offensive rebound.
Rich Byrie will come in for Carter Bjerke. Ben Now also checking in for St. Thomas. Wilkinson had 7 points in 9 minutes in the first half. Working inside against Byrie, left hand.
His continued offensive confidence has been really nice to see for the Jackrabbits. Good help there by Wilkinson too.
I was going to say Dobbs a variety of spins, but that helped defense force the pass out. Byrie on the block. Working against Wilkinson.
Good job by Wilkinson. Really well done by Wilkinson.
Gets it inside. Blocked from behind, but they'll call the foul on Osterbod.
What a nice sequence by Wilkinson on the defensive end. Not giving up a post play to Beery. And then he runs the floor and is rewarded with a foul when we come back.
At Active Heating, you could say we specialize in comfort, heating and air conditioning, plumbing, air and water quality. Active Heating is ready. Too hot or too cold? Our certified comfort experts for Coleman Heating and Cooling Equipment can help. Don't let a leak drain your bank account. Our plumbers can handle it. Improve your air and water quality with an air purifier and reverse osmosis system from Active Heating, your local Coleman dealer. Active Heating of Watertown and Brookings, your comfort experts.
At Trav's Outfitter, it's never just been about the shoes. It's about fostering positive relationships with our customers, vendors, our staff, and building up the communities we serve. From the top brands to the latest styles, our selection is second to none. Whether you're searching for a durable work boot or a fun shirt to wear on the weekend, we've got you covered. Shop with confidence knowing you'll find the best selection of quality goods paired with the best service all under one roof. Visit Trav's Outfitter today and let us go to work for you.
If you're looking, ready to, or considering building, but want a house that stands out from the others, one that you can truly make yours, check out Nielsen Construction. At Nielsen Construction, you can pick from their semi-custom homes and design your own look from available selections, or go fully custom and decide each detail of every nook and cranny. Nielsen Construction has multiple neighborhood options. Stop by one of their model homes to decide which neighborhood suits you. Visit nielsenconstruction.net for locations and hours.
This game on Midcoast Sports is presented by Sanford Health, the exclusive orthopedics and sports medicine provider of the Jackrabbits.
Tommies have been absolutely terrific, Sean, since transitioning to Division I. You see their conference record has improved each and every season, and they will more than likely, barring the unforeseen, get more than 9 wins in conference play here down the stretch. But their overall record has also improved. 10-20 that first year, then 19-14, then 20-13. They're 18-6 this season. You have seen the growth, literally and figuratively, of St. Thomas.
And they have an opportunity to do something we've seen in a couple of other conferences, David, meaning that they're not eligible for the NCAA tournament. But they could do something like Merrimack did in the Northeast Conference a couple of years ago, where they won the regular season and the conference tournament title. We also saw something similar in the Atlantic Sun with Bellarmine.
Wilkinson hits the first. Wilkinson in double figures for just the second time in his career. He had a career-high 14 at Montana back on December 4th. And he has been fantastic for SDSU as he goes 1 for 2 at the line. To your point about St. Thomas, assuming they follow bylaws, they will be eligible next season. This might be, assuming they follow the protocols, the last season where they are ineligible for the NCAA tournament. But should they win it, the regular season champion will go instead of the Tommies. Byrie stripped on the way up. It will stay with St. Thomas.
If you are SDSU now, you have to be cognizant of the trigger man, in this case Blue, giving it up and then getting it back quickly.
As he does there on the drive with the right. Nostradamus over here, Mr. Morris.
Well, you have to notice time and situation, and Blue is going to be the most dangerous guy even though he was standing out of bounds.
Gary sizing up Blue, squares up, buries it. Gary in double figures now with 12.
Good job by Wilkinson of moving his feet on Byrie. That's a really good screen, yes.
Basket won't count on the offensive foul by Ben Now. Here was Caleb Gary a moment ago.
And I think Kendall Blue thought that there was going to be help, and he backed off just enough. He showed his hands, but that little back dribble by Gary allowed him to get a cleaner look at the rim. I think Blue thought he was going to have a little bit of help there.
Miles Barnstable back in, Ryan Dufault in for St. Thomas. Gary, nice find to Matthew Moores.
And Gary did a good job of cutting hard. They had to honor his dribble drive, then he comes under control, and you saw him kind of take a peek at Moores and saw him with his peripheral vision.
Foul on Jaden Jackson inside.
Well, Gary knocked down a 3 last time down the floor. They have to be cognizant of that, and you saw the help. Oosterbaan really trying to help out his teammate there, and then Moores had that dive cut at the right time, which allowed Gary to find him.
Barnstable fouled on the 3.
Barnstable, we talked about it earlier, the leading scorer for the Tommies on the year. And the foul line, a big reason why, 87% from the line for the Wisconsin Whitewater transfer.
He hits the first, as you mentioned, coming from Wisconsin Whitewater, a Division III school. Johnny Tower knew his D3 coach, Pat Miller. And that experience in D3, Coach Tower told us earlier this week, that's why he knew Barnstable was so good, because he was dominating that D3 competition. And the D3 transfer hits all 3. Jaden Jackson down low. Wilkinson. He'll go back to the line.
And Jackson had that thing up the floor quickly. He turned. And watch, that's a really good job by Jackson, David. A lot of times you'll see the momentum take him straight, but he kind of slid off to the side, eliminating any chance at the charge, and then he put just enough on that bounce pass to allow Wilkinson to catch it.
Just offline for Wilkinson. 6'10" redshirt freshman from DeSmet, South Dakota, just a little northwest here of Brookings. Him and Kalen Gary, high school teammates, now college teammates. Goes 0 for 2 at the line, however. Lead is still 5 for SDSU.
That might be a little bit of fatigue because Wilkinson has had to play maybe a few more minutes at this point in the game than he has so far this season.
Now. Not right now for St. Thomas. Wilkinson the board. Gary working against Bierke. Pass out Larson. Extra skip. Moores buries the triple.
How about the play by Larson? He didn't rush. He could have taken that shot, but he didn't catch it cleanly. Comes under control and then delivers the perfect pass to Moores.
Ryan Default the other way.
Last time down, little scramble situation. Good job by Larson. He could have taken that himself, but he knew that the defender was closing out on him. Did the right thing, gave it up to Moores, and he pays it off.
Ryan Default, senior, Waseca, Minnesota at the line. It's the first, and we got a near hockey line change for South Dakota State.
You may think that you're an Augustana Viking hockey game.
But a nice hand for the bench guys from this SDSU crowd.
And with Clough coming into the ball game after an extended rest and Wilkinson giving SDSU a lot of really good minutes. Let's see if they try to get Clough a touch inside with Bierke guarding him.
Clough with 7 points, 3 rebounds in this ball game thus far. Gary faked the pass, took the shot. 7 straight makes on the offensive end for South Dakota State. Defaults. Gets another one to go.
And that's it. If you're South Dakota State there, you have to understand that Default is a left-handed dominant player and jump that left hand and make him put the ball on the floor with his right.
Gary had it poked away from behind. Dobbs on the drive, the spin, and the hit. Had not driving baseline, got cut off. Open for 3.
Oh, that's a, I mean, that's, oh, that's bad.
Wow.
They missed that one.
Oscar Clough gets called for the over-the-back foul.
That one, they just missed that one. Because if you take a look at this, he is completely backing Clough out. And Clough was called for something similar on the other end of the floor, but Clough is just trying to get out of the way here. And you're allowed to make contact. But listen, he just rides him out. What's Clough supposed to do?
Tough for Clough because that's number 3.
And I think that's the second time that his size has worked against him, against a smaller player.
Inside, Minnesali got had not in the air.
Wonderful spacing of the floor by St. Thomas. They spread it. Blue has shown the ability to score, and there it becomes a distributor. Really nice game so far by Kendall Blue.
Wilkinson back in after the 3rd foul from Clough. Wilkinson in and out. Foul initially called on Stony Hadnot, but they will review this. We've had a lot of chippiness and a lot of reviews. It's getting tight here inside Brookings Arena.
I hesitated and I went and I thought, well, I'd find something wrong, and I couldn't believe. I could find nothing wrong. Everything was so perfect that I couldn't say enough. I would recommend it to anybody to come to this place. And I worked in nursing homes. Nothing would compare with the center that they have here. People will never know unless they come here and experience it.
From chasing a personal best to rallying with heart, from lifting with strength to harvesting with dedication. When pain is holding you back, trust Avera Orthopedics for comprehensive and specialized care. Because when you feel better and stronger, the possibilities are endless.
Looking for the ultimate boating experience? Head over to Danos Marine in Watertown. We've got the latest Mercury outboard engines, renowned for their power, reliability, and fuel efficiency. Whether you're fishing, cruising, or just enjoying a day on the water, Mercury outboards deliver unmatched performance. Visit Danos Marine today and let our expert team help you find the perfect engine for your boat. Danos Marine, West Highway 212, Watertown.
This game on Midco Sports is presented by Farmers Union Insurance, simply different, and by Peterson Farms Seed.
65-63, South Dakota State over St. Thomas on the Ag-Kegra Cooperative scoreboard. It was chippy in the first half. It has continued here into the second half. We've had multiple reviews. Here, a couple of fours getting mixed up between Nolan Minnesali and Stony Hadnot.
Now, the foul was called on Hadnot. We also had an angle where it looks like Minnesali right there. He's got him hooked around the head. So that's probably what the officials are taking a look at right now. Now, they won't take the foul off Hadnot, but they could add something to Minnesali here.
Hadnot has 3. Minnesali currently has 3. So if they decide to call one against him, that would be number 4 here with 11 and a half to go.
And you have to believe that's what they were looking at when you had that contact up around the head and shoulders there. You mentioned that the 2 number 4s got kind of entangled here on the offensive rebound situation. And take a look at the purple. Yeah, up high there by Minnesali, and there was contact above the head and shoulders there on Hadnot.
Our crew still discussing things. And we'll get the official ruling here momentarily. We have crews explaining to both Johnny Tower and Eric Henderson.
Yep, they did. They had a foul on Hadnot in live action, and then when they went over, they did exactly what we thought they were doing, taking a look to see if they would put a foul on Minnesali, and that's exactly what happened.
And that's a key one because that is number 4 on Nolan Minnesali as Hadnot goes to the line to shoot the free throws. Hadnot hits them both. So for the time being, Minnesali's going to stay in the game for St. Thomas, although I believe they're going to bring in Barnstable now. And yeah, with those 4 fouls, Johnny Tower not taking any chances, wanting to sit him for at least a short period of time with 11 and a half to go. And right now, I think Johnny Towers getting an explanation on why it's SDSU's possession. And after all that, we resume. Wilkinson spinning.
Good job by Bjerke.
Larson doubled up top. Lindsay got caught in the air and turned it over.
Nice job by Dobbs of closing out, and Lindsay got caught in no man's land there. That's a big stop for the Tommies.
Default. We're going to bump on Joe Seiler. Kalen Gary will check back in for Isaac Lindsay.
And remember the last time in this situation, now there's a little bit more time in the shot clock, but the most dangerous guy defensively, if you are the Jackrabbits, is Blue, and they take it away from him. Well done by Moores.
Blue, kick out, Dobbs. Rattles in a triple.
Boy, Dobbs has been really assertive offensively tonight when the Tommies have needed the most.
He has tied a career high with 19 points. Another turnover forced by St. Thomas. Blue on the drive. Bjerke rejected by Gary. He got a piece of it.
And Bjerke would have been better served to come up with a 2-foot jump stop and go up strong.
Seiler driving baseline. The kick out to Gary. Back to Seiler. 3. Yes, sir.
Nice misdirection there by Gary. Very unselfish basketball. You get the defense flowing one way, and then Seiler able to fill in behind.
Default lost his dribble. And then Wilkinson going for the loose ball. They'll call the personal.
See, Bjerke would have been better off coming under control with the 2-foot jump stop and putting his shoulder to the rim. As a result, you have a scramble situation. Gary gets the defense of St. Thomas flowing to the right, then you kick it back behind.
Seiler up to 14 now. 1-1 here for Carter Bjerke.
Doesn't get there much. This is only his 17th attempt on the year.
But he's able to earn another. Oscar Clough will check back in for Damon Wilkinson, who gets another nice hand from this Jackrabbit crowd. Bjerke 2 for 2. He's in double figures now. SDSU led by 8 at one point in this half. Lead is down to 2. Jaden Jackson on the drive. Kick out to Larson. Owen Larson. Great defense from Dobbs. Larson, better offense.
How about the freshman putting that shoulder right into the more experienced Dobbs? Just enough space to get it off. Gutsy play by Larson. That's offensive. I mean,
ends up being a no call. Gary in transition all the way, rejected by Blue. It will stay with the Jacks.
Good job defensively last time down the floor by SDSU. They jumped the left hand, but in the last offensive sequence, just about every footwork move in the book there put forth by Larson and able to score over Dobbs.
Clough the handoff to Larson. Seiler, drive, rejected. Jack fans wanted a goaltend, they don't get it. Now, deep 3. Rebound Jackson. Jaden Jackson, the stutter step in the drive inside.
fans on the previous possession on this drive by Seiler.
Hit the glass first.
Hit the glass first, and you know, folks at home may be saying, well, why don't they review it? It's not reviewable if it's not called in live action. So when it was not called, the whole issue of reviewing or not reviewing became moot.
Jaden Jackson hits the first. Freshman from Bellevue, Nebraska. Another one of these young kids getting extended playing time here down the stretch, and has proven to be another excellent contributor off the bench for this Jackrabbit squad.
And he has a tough assignment now as a freshman, guarding the experienced guard for the St. Thomas Tommies in Dobbs.
Barnstable. The kick out to Ben now. Dobbs. Offline.
Good job by Jackson to being there on the catch.
Seiler all the way. Rejected by Blue, but fouled on the floor.
Smart play by Seiler. Okay, because he knew that Blue has already shown his athleticism and the ability to block. But watch what Seiler does in the open floor. You get your shoulder right into him and create the contact, and don't allow, by fading away, Blue to extend and potentially block that shot.
Seiler up to 15 now to lead the Jacks. Make it 16. SDSU matching its largest lead of 8 with less than 8.5 to go. Barnstable found a driving lane. Got fouled on the way up. And they called that one on Clough. That's his fourth.
Yeah, and this is a smart play by Barnstable. Look what he did. He knew that he had Clough back there, and Clough would have been okay if he just maintained verticality. But when he swiped at the ball, made it an easy call for the official. But a heads-up play by Barnstable to take it right at Clough with that foul trouble.
Barnstable hits the first. Wilkinson coming in for Clough. It has been an off night by Oscar Clough standards. 7 points, 3 rebounds, 4 fouls. It will be SDSU's ball. Damon Wilkinson has been excellent coming off the bench. They're going to need him to be even more solid here down the stretch.
Yeah, and to your point about the struggles, you know, Clough hasn't been able to even attempt many shots. To his credit, he's served extremely well as a decoy. They pulled him out at the high post, and he still draws a lot of attention. That's created some driving angles, especially at the beginning of this half for Seiler and Gary.
Clough just 2 of 4 from the field. Got a foul up top here on Gary. We'll get Rich Byrie with a personal. That's the 4th one on Rich Byrie. So Carter Bierke's going to have to check back in for the Tommies.
And if you are St. Thomas, you lose the physical presence of Byrie on the defensive end of the floor. But what you gain when Bierke comes in, you have that pick and pop threat that's just not there at the 5 spot with Byrie.
So Gary back to the line. Jackson the double bonus.
Short.
Got a lot of tired legs out there. This has been a fast-paced, physical, intense matchup.
And if he misses this, it'll be long to try to overcompensate.
Just barely in, but it went off the back iron.
If you're Larson, you have to understand Dufault's going to always try to come back to that left hand.
Kendall Blue. Rebound by Wilkinson. Oh, and Larson. Fouled on the drive. Larson will shoot free throws when we come back. SDSU keeping St. Thomas at arm's length with less than 8 to go.
Wegner Auto Company in Pierre is your new vehicle headquarters. Our committed sales staff will work with you for the best prices of the year. As South Dakota's oldest and most trusted dealership, Wegner Auto offers a great selection of new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep automobiles. Visit WegnerAuto.com. Our new vehicle inventory is just a click away. Come and take advantage of our 2025 sale discounts today. Get a great ride for a great price at Wegner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota.
At Dakota Workwear, we know that people in our community work hard. That's why we created a Nyberg's Dakota Workwear location at 40th in Minnesota, your local Carhartt headquarters with everything from jeans to winterwear, plus Ariat, Danner, Keen, Timberland Pro, and other popular name brands of durable workwear. With personal, helpful service, specializing in sit and fit boot service and special ordering. Head to Nyberg's Dakota Workwear, your Carhartt headquarters, located at 40th in Minnesota, Sioux Falls.
Here, we believe in doing good, even in small ways. In ways nobody sees and only a few notice. We do good in all the details. Through all the difficulties, we do good with every appointment, every conversation, every treatment. We do good for every person. Because no matter what we do here, we're making a difference. And it takes all of us to change somebody's life. Now think of all the good you could do if you join us.
Tournament season is here again, and we make sure the action never stops. Catch our live game coverage of the NSIC and the Summit League men's and women's basketball tournaments, brought to you by Agtegra Cooperative. You can go to the website on your screen for more information. NSIC and Summit League back-to-back this year. NSIC championships on Tuesday, March 4th, and we will roll right into Summit League first round action on Wednesday, March 5th.
Make sure you get your rest, David. You're going to be busy.
You'll be busy too, my man. But it should be a fun 8 consecutive days of basketball here on our airwaves at the beginning of March in Sioux Falls. Owen Larson to the line here for South Dakota State. Nothing but twine on the first.
That last graphic, thing that really hopped out at you. How about the impressive 7 rebounds from Larson from the guard spot?
Able to hit both. He's up to 10 points. The lead for the Jacks is 10. First double-digit lead for either team in either of the 2 games they played this season.
And Dobbs may be calling his own number eventually here to maybe try to go at the freshman Jackson.
Blue lost the handle but got it back. We're going to have a foul away from the ball. We'll get Gary with the personal. That's his second.
Kind of ran through that screen, and there's some contact, and Barnstable did a pretty good job of selling it, too. I'm sorry, Minnesali.
Minnesali back in with 4 fouls. It'll be a 1-and-1.
When this freshman has been impressive. He's kind of struggled with some foul trouble here today, but in their last game against North Dakota State, Minnesali was tremendous. 23 points on 9 of 11 shooting, and a defensive presence as well with 3 steals.
Second one in and out. You want to talk about the depth of these teams? SDSU and St. Thomas both have 4 in double figures tonight. Larson rattles in a corner 3.
And a nice job by Jackson again of avoiding the charge. And he hit Larson right at the numbers where all he had to do was go into his shooting motion. If that pass is off 6 inches, that opportunity's not there.
Barnstable fouled on the 3. St. Thomas has drawn 3 fouls from downtown in this game.
And Jackson again avoiding the charge. Perfect pass on the move. That's not easy for Jackson to deliver, and Larson had his feet set and ready to go with it.
So 3 at the line for Miles Barnstable. We talked to Johnny Tower earlier this week. He called Barnstable a throwback. He says, I call him Jimmy Chitwood, even though Barnstable himself has never seen the movie Hoosiers. but he's a farm kid, loves to hoop, and so the comparison, I would say, is pretty apt.
If he comes over in the huddle and says, "I'll make it," you know we've seen it.
We'll see if he starts measuring the rims, too. He's able to hit all three. Back to a single-digit ball game, 82-73, under 7 minutes to play.
Oh, bad pass by Moores.
Dufault with the interception. Jacks fans wanting a travel on Dufault on the handoff. Bjerke got space. He's been off the back iron a couple of times.
And the thing that made that a little bit more difficult for Bjerke, if you make him put the ball on the floor, he goes from a 45% shooter to a sub-40. And that's not a knock on the young guy, but you have to understand, if you're South Dakota State, you cannot allow him to catch in relief. At least make him put the ball on the floor going one way or the other to disrupt that rhythm.
Larson back to the line. Rattles in the first. He's up to 14 now. And you mentioned it earlier, his rebounding, up to 9 rebounds at 6'2".
And that 6'2" would be generous.
Those 9 boards, a career high, by the way. Lead is 11. Kendall Blue working inside, too strong. Jackson got his defender in the air. Good recovery by St. Thomas. Larson. Space for 3.
They thought that Larson was going to use that dribble handoff and that high ball screen and dribble. He sensed that step behind. That gave him the clear look from 3.
Owen Larson has tied a career high with 18 points. Turnover by St. Thomas.
So they thought he was going to utilize that dribble handoff, and you saw Dufault kind of get caught there. He thought he was going to go over the top, and he had help. Good read by Larson, stepping behind and knocking down the triple.
Johnny Tower wants to talk it over. The lead is 14.
What's your big picture?
To retire at 55.
To fund their future.
To land a job with a 401k.
To keep on rocking.
If it's in your big picture, First Bank & Trust can help you achieve it with personalized financial planning and trusted advice.
To leave a legacy.
To relax.
Find out how First Bank & Trust makes planning for your future easier at bankeasy.com.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. Whether you choose an electric Honda or a hybrid, from the Kelley Blue Book Best Overall EV and Hybrid brand. Right now, you can get a 3.49% APR on a 2025 CR-V Hybrid.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small, just as it should be. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of choices to make sure you have the perfect coverage to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
We are less than a month away. The 2025 Summit League Basketball Tournament is set for Wednesday, March 5th through Sunday, March 9th at the Denny Sanford Premier Center in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Visit thesummitleague.org/tickets for more details. We mentioned the change earlier. It used to be a Friday through Tuesday tournament. It is now Wednesday through Sunday. It ensures the semifinals are on Saturday, the championships are on Sunday. This will be year number 17 of the Summit League tournament in Sioux Falls, year number 10 at the Denny Sanford Premier Center.
And regardless of the dates on which that tournament is played, it always delivers in terms of excitement There's so much on the line, and for folks that haven't had a chance to come down there, even if you're a casual fan and you don't have any rooting interest within your teams in the Summit League, it's time and money well spent.
Get a look at the leading scorers for South Dakota State. Gary got stripped, got it back. Somehow got it cross court to Jaden Jackson. Moore's the offensive rebound. Put back and the foul.
Nice job by Moores of utilizing the head and shoulder fake. Let's take a look and see. I thought he might have got away with a little bit of a shove. Yeah, he did. Nicely done by Moores. Kind of like speeding. If the official didn't see it, it didn't happen.
Moores with a chance at a three-point play as this lead for the Jackrabbits has ballooned. Moore's the 5th player in double figures for South Dakota State. And he matches his jersey.
That's made even more impressive, David, when one of those 5 is not Oscar Clough.
Clough back in with those 4 fouls. The lead is 17. And St. Thomas has just gone cold offensively. They've missed their last 6 shots. Dobbs, man, changes that.
Whew. Jackson did a pretty good job, but it's a really difficult conversion by Dobbs, and that's his first basket in a while.
New career high of 21 points for Drake Dobbs. Gary off a screen from Clough. Swing it over to Moores. Good ball movement. Jackson back to Moores. Shot clock under 5. The step back fade. Short. Clough. Offensive rebound. He'll go to the line.
And that's a tough break for St. Thomas because you force a difficult shot by Moores, but you're just not able to corral the rebound. Difficult shot by Moores, and Clough just keeps moving and draws the foul with the shot clock under 3.
Clough hitting the first. He's up to 8 now. 8 points, 4 rebounds. 4 rebounds is a season low right now for Oscar Clough.
Not surprising when you consider the fact he averages 13 and out. Had a couple of games so far this year with 19 boards.
He has 5 19-plus rebound games, does Clough. Minasali on the drive. Johnny Tower looking for a foul call. Moores driving baseline.
Nice job by Moores. Catch, rip, go through, and again, you saw Clough kind of serving as a decoy out here at the high post, vacating that angle.
Bjerke alone inside. Put back dunk by Minasali.
Boy, Minasali is going to be a player to watch at St. Thomas.
Larson working off the screen. Inside, the scoop. Somehow got it to go over the outstretched arms of Bjerke.
The running one-hander. That takes you back.
And that is now a career high for Owen Larson with 20 points. Kendall Blue got it to go. Gary got the step, swing it over. Oh, back
nice.
to Moores. Can't connect. Jackson, offensive rebound, reverse putback.
Again, the spreading of the floor, the spacing, and then Jackson continues to impress. Just kept moving, and I think you're starting to see a little bit of fatigue show itself now with St. Thomas.
There'll be a reach and foul on Clough. He has fouled out. But it doesn't matter. SDSU's lead has ballooned to 19.
Our Peterson Farm Seed Reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile. Literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
One day they found him, his shirt was red. You can't see king.
This game on Midcoast Sports is presented by Dakota Land Honda. Visit your Dakota Land Honda dealer today. And by South Dakota State University. Build a better future with South Dakota State University.
Jackrabbits starting to pull away on the Agtegra Cooperative scoreboard, 98-79. A little under 3 minutes to go in this one. And it just has looked like over the past 5+ minutes of game time, St. Thomas has slowed down offensively.
Yeah, their spacing hasn't been what you saw necessarily in the first half, but I think a big part of it is the transition defense of South Dakota State has been better here in the second half. So they've been able to get themselves situated far more frequently here in the second 20 minutes than they were in the first. And regardless of the outcome of this ball game, St. Thomas is a fun team to watch and someone to keep an eye on, not just down the stretch here in the regular season of the Summit League, but once we all convene again in Sioux Falls for the conference tournament here in around a month.
Blue will check out after the free throws. Ryan Dufault back in. St. Thomas has 6 players in double figures. South Dakota State has 5. And they also have 2 guys with 9 points and 8 points. Gary. A little short on that triple. Rebound Bierke. Dobbs on the drive, got stripped. They'll call a reach and foul on SDSU. They'll get Larson. That'll send Dobbs to the line. Able to hit the first. Assuming something miraculous does not happen, St. Thomas will fall to 8-2 in conference play, and that's of note because Omaha has improved to 9-1. They get a buzzer-beating 3 from J.J. White to beat North Dakota 80-77.
Well, the Mavs got off to a tough start in the non-conference, but once conference play began in earnest, they have just found a way to get it done. J.J. White, the most recent example, and Coach Crutchfield has done a wonderful job during his time in Omaha, and it's certainly shown itself in this is 3rd season.
Certainly building something down in Omaha. And as I said, the Mavs will gain sole possession of first place in the Summit after this evening. Larson on the drive, the scoop and the finish, capping off a career night for the freshman. Dobbs. Step back is off. Rebound by Gary. SDSU, by the way, hits the century mark for the 3rd time this season, 2nd time in conference play. They beat North Dakota back in January, 109-73, in triple digits again. Seiler On the drive, hangs, can't get it to go. 1 minute remaining here in Brookings. Barnstable rattles that one in. Johnny Tower will call timeout and empty the bench here.
Yeah, this is just to get the subs in.
Eric Henderson will respond in kind and empty his bench. Tough night for the Tommies. This was close in the first half. They had a 1-point lead at the break. But SDSU, after keeping them at arm's length for about the first 10 or so minutes of that second half, started to pull away. Jackson nearly got caught from behind. Down low, William Wharton with the flush.
Nice job by Wharton, kind of riding the defender up the lane, and nice delivery.
Rejected by Hadnot. Some authority to cap this one.
It's not the first time Hadnot has done that this evening, and he just gets off the floor so quickly.
Rejection by Barnhart. Pull-up is short from Hayden Tibbetts. And the Jacks will just dribble it out. SDSU scores 61 points in the second half. And they run away with this one. 102-86 is your final. Jackrabbits improve to 16-9 overall, 7-3 in conference play. St. Thomas, they fall to 18-7, 8-2 against conference opponents.
An impressive win for South Dakota State, made even more so by the fact that a guy that's really in the conversation for Player of the Year in the Summit League held in check by foul trouble, but his teammates for SDSU, especially in the second half, step up, hit a hard